B'Reshut Kal HaKadosh, everybody welcome. Be'ezrat Hashem Yitbarach. We continue with our Ahavat Chesed, loving kindness. And we also try to talk about a little bit Bitachon ve'emunah and the hardships of the times. So we're going to say Barachat Zlacha Yaakov ben Asher, She'Be'ezrat Hashem Shalom Bayit Emeti. Gam Barachat Zlacha his children. Thank you for sponsoring the shiur. We have a kollel. Please everybody participate every Tuesday and Thursday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Tuesday and Thursday at the Paras Bet Knesset, which is 98-39 67th Avenue, Regal Park, New York, 11374. Please, everybody, whoever needs in service, Brit Milah. I'm doing Brit Milah already for many years, Baruch Hashem. So please, everybody in need service in a Brit Milah, you can call me at 917-335-4763. Again, the phone number is 917-335-4763. Brit Milah, which is the baby born as baby circumcision. Please, everybody, support the community, support our cause of what we're doing. And the Brit Milah, whoever wants to refer to the friend, we also is appreciated. Elif Avdalot ben Emitim lechayim. We're going to say Leilu Nishmat le Osher ben Ima Shalom Marusia. Be'ezrat Hashem Ruach Hashem tenachena b'Gan Eden. Hi v'chol hashokfim imo b'chla rachmim v'aslichot v'chen yiratzon v'romar amen. We continue over here in a Ahavat Chesed, loving kindness. V'yesh מרפים עצמם ממצווה זה מחמת טענת פטור. דהיינו חושבים בדעת, הכי אני יחיד בעיר אלך אצל פלוני ופלוני, שהם עשירים יותר ממני. So a person says, why should I do this mitzvah of kindness? You have other people that's rich in a city. Let them go to the rich people, and rich people will give them the money. שהם עשירים יותר ממני, they're more richer than me. באמת Ta'anat hevel. He says, no, it's a wrong and it's a mistake. Number one, he says, Mi yodei im hem rotzim le'etiv kvar katav Radbaz. Who says they want to do kindness for people and they want to good? La'inyan tzedakah, afilu mi sheyesh krovim ashirim. Ach she'inam rotzim le'ezro mutal chiyuv al shara anshe ha'ir. So he says he has relatives that is rich, but they don't want to help him. So he says, let him go to other people that are able to help him, to help that person that he needed. דעתו אם יסרו קרוביו לגמרי מידת השם, יצטרך העני הזה למרוד מדריו עבור זה. Says chas v'shalom, if he goes to his family members when he needed money or he needed substance in the food, and they would not give it to him, and God forbid he would die in a hunger. ועוד כיוון שידו משגת לעשות טובה לזה לא נפקע ממנו חיוב מצוות עשה כמו שיש בעיר עשירים גדולים ממני. So he says, a person, you have more richer people than me. So he says, I would not do this mitzvah of gemilut chasadim, kindness to another person or to the relative or the close one. He says, he's thinking in his head, that's what I'm doing and that's what I have my own ideas in mind. So he says, I already gave to somebody, lend the money, and that guy, he didn't return my money. So what? He had just because he had a mistake, it doesn't mean that mistake, because of that, he would not perform the mitzvah. So just because he lent the money to the wicked person and did not pay, Kol Israel chusku, hu chusku, אלא מישהו מכירו שהוא בטוח שלא נפקע חייבו על זה, כיוון שידו עדיין משגת. So he says, if you're able to give to other people loan, give to other people loan. It doesn't mean just because you had a bad apple, rotten apple, between all the apples, that's not supposed to be given to other people. Of course, now he has to be careful if he's able to get collateral. שכן רוצה משכון על זה, he's able to take the collateral, and through the collateral, able to pay. לעניין האיש גופו הזה, שלא ישלם לו תלוי בזה אם סיבה היא, מפני שהוא איש עלם, ואינו רוצה לשלם אפשר לפטור הוא. מלבתו אם לא ייתן משכון, פן יעליל עליו באיזה עלילה אחר כך. So what if a person does not want to give people money? They don't want to lend the people money. So he says through the mashkon, which means through the collateral, they're able to lend the money, and like this, they're also able to make a mitzvah, aseh, positive mitzvah from the Torah. So he says, if a person really needed and he has a collateral, he must give that collateral in order for him to lend the money. He says, this is one of the bad characters or trait when a person has a bad eye. What does it mean, bad eye? You have some people, they don't want to do kindness because they have a bad eye. What does it mean? They don't let other people to have enjoy from their money. They want everything for themselves, which is normal. But they cannot be also bad eye, which is you want other people to also have a pleasure from your money. Our sages already said in Masechet Sotah, שירבו צרי עין וטורפי רב רבו באמצע הלב וקופצי ידם מלבד עברו מה שכתוב בתורה. So it says, people in the time of second Bet HaMikdash already, like it says Masechet Sotah, in page 47, that it says people already, in the time of the Bet HaMikdash already, people came in, they would not lend to other people money, they would not do kindness with each other. So it says over here, in the Torah, he says, "Yishamel lecha pen yeh davar im bil'al, levavecha bil'al, v'amar krava shanat hasheva." So it says right now, if a person does not lend people money, does not do kindness, it's like idol worshiper. Why is this so punishment such a severe? Because somebody does not trust in Hashem, he trusts in others, is automatically considered in that moment is an idol worshiper. So a person stopped doing tzedakah, charity, and gmilut chasadim and kindness. He says when people is asking him, he's pretend like he does not hear. His ear is clogged. Sometimes it will come, a person will lose his life. Like it says Masechet Sotah. How many people, unfortunately, during the COVID and after the COVID, they're not able to support their family. They suicide themselves. Why? Because people were not trying to help them. The Amiran Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi. En egla rufa ba ela bishvit tzarei ayin. Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi says, if there's a person that passed away in that city, is two cities, which is Forest Hills and Regal Park. If somebody passed away, he says the reason is a person passed away because the people in that town, they have a bad eye. They not let others to have pleasure with them from their money to them. The reason is because the people come us to ask for charity, we didn't give them charity. So it says Rashi, he's supposed to become, and we're supposed to be help another Jew fellow. He comes, he needed help. We left him without help, and he went and he got killed. צר עין שיש לא השגיח עליו אחר כך נסבה שמד. קרא התורה לאיש ההוא שופך דמים. If a person come in and we did not help him, and that person is chas v'shalom passed away, it's considered like we are killing that, like killed, not killing, with the like killing, kill that person. וחכמנו זיכרונם לברכה, our sages is explained to us, גינו את המידה הרע הזאת, the disgrace and a bad character of trait of person that does such a thing, would think, ad meod, very much, kol hanehane mitzar ayin over balav, somebody have a pleasure from the person that have a bad eye, ne'emar mishle, it says in King Solomon 23:6, im tilcham et alechem ra ayin, val titavo lemat motav, ochel ushta v'amar lecha v'lebo bal imach, keder klal ish tzar ayin, hu borech memidat harachamim, legamre. He says a person does not want to do kindness with others. Not only he does not want to do, he runs from it, runs away from it. His all power and how to make his treasure more and more, his money is more and more. He's not able to do kindness with others. מזה טובה, לפעמים מפני גודל מידה, קהילתו ושקתו לממון, לא יקפיד כלל בטובה הבאה לו על ידי הלוואות מעותיו. So a lot of times good things happen towards him, good mitzvot, and he's not able to do those mitzvot, like lending money. לא יקפיד כלל בטובה הבאה לו על ידי הלוואתו מעותיו, אפילו יש בזה איסור ריבית, אבל איש כזה אמור, נבהל להון איש רע עין, לא ידע כי חסר יבואנו. בתנחום הפרשה בהר, זה המלווה מאוד בריבית שהוא נבהל לעשיר, מרד ניתנה בנכסיו. So a person lends the money, through the percentage. שאומר, לא ידע אם חסר יבואנו, כבר כתוב חינוך בספר מידת הקילוד. היא מחיצה של הברזל בינו לבין הברכה. So a person is not give another person his money to lend. He does not have a barakah. That between him and a blessing, it stands a big, big metal. Also, somebody lends with the percentage. Lend the money with the percentage. That's why we're not allowed. It sounds good. It looks good. It looks pleasure. But unless we're not going to do heter l'ska, which just means according to the Jewish law, we need to do contract. And through that contract, we're allowed to give a loan. But like this, we're not allowed to give a loan and to have the eskem, which just means they made a contract. They said between us, I'm giving 100K in 6 months. I'm going to give you 120, 20 more. That's considered. What if a person wants to do tshuva on it? He needs to return that money that he took from him without the contract. So it says, כי מידת הקילוד, זה מחיצה של בזון בין הברכה. So a person does not have a blessing and his money. גם מסיר מעל עצמו רחמי שמיים. Not only that, he withdraws the heavenly rachamim, a mercy from the heavens should come to that person. כמו שאמרנו חכמינו זיכרונם לברכה. Like it says in Masechet Shabbat in page 151. עמוד ב' על הפסוק ונתתי לך רחמים וריחמך. Hashem says, I give you mercy and you should be mercy to others. Lecha rachamim, I'm merciful. You need to be merciful. Kol mirachem al biriot mirachem alav min hashemayim. Somebody is mercy and a creation of Hashem, which just means on humans, on a Jew, on a Yid. V'kol she'eno mirachem al biriot. Somebody is not mercy on a people. En mirachamim min hashemayim. Alav min hashemayim. They would not be merciful to him from the heavens. גם אמרו חכמינו זיכרונם לברכה, ועל 7 דברים נגעים בהם, אחד מהם הוא על צרות העין. One of the 7 things that leprosy comes to the person, one of them, he had a bad eye, שאינו צרם באחרים, ואינו מענש, גנור כלוב על ידי שאלה, Rashi. Rashi says he does not have others to have a pleasure from his money, or he does not even, when you tell him, can I borrow your vessels or anything, he says no. צרה באחרים ואינו מענש, אוקיי, והטיב, ובא שלו הבית והגיד הכהן, אומר כנגע, נראה בבית. In the time of בית המקדש, when a Kohen comes in and he has a leprosy because he spoke לשון הרע, now he looks at the house and he says he did not do tshuva, he needs to now break the house. ועד אבי רבי שמעאל, מיוחד ביתו, דהיינו שאינו מענה מאחרים משלו. So now the Kohen needs to come in. Remember he said, can I borrow tools from you? Can I borrow from you? And he says, I don't have it. Now the Kohen comes in, he needs to take everything out of the house so everybody sees what he has. And before, he says, I don't have it. Now everybody sees. And Rashi says, because everybody sees. Now he gets embarrassed. ידוע על ידי נגעים הוכרח הבית לסוף לירד וכליון, שכתוב, ונתץ את הבית עד עציו ואת אבניו. ויקרא, in a Sefer Vayikra, in a book of Vayikra, 1445, it says that he's going to break the house, and that's the way it's going to happen. He's going to break the house. ואם כן, בימינו אף שהשם יתברך בחסדו אינו רוצה להשליח נגעים על בתים. But in our times, we don't have such a thing, Rabbi. Okay? We don't have such a thing. Kohen comes in, we need to take all the vessels out of the house, and he needs to break the house. We don't have these things. Baruch Hashem, Hashem is merciful on us more. אבל מכל מקום מראה נשתלח בנכסיו יורדים לכליון על ידי זה. So it says in the time of the Bet HaMikdash, the Kohen used to come in and he used to say, I'm going to break the house. But Baruch Hashem, he says, we don't have this. What's the next thing is going to happen? If he's not going to have other people to have a pleasure from his money, his money would go for, make it lesser and lesser, become lesser and lesser. כמו כתוב במדרש שבאתי למעלה, ואתם הוא מידה במידה, מידה במידה. It's measure for measure. לפי שהוא צר עין, אינו רוצה לעשות שום חסד רחמים. Because a person has a bad eye, he does not want to do kindness and mercy. עם חברו לענות. And to have pleasure, his friend should have a pleasure. גם נכסיו שורה כוח הדין, לגמור בלי שום חסד כלל. His money, with his money, he's not able to do kindness anyways. ממילא מוכרח להיות ביתו חרב על ידי זה כידוע על מידת הדין, דו אין העולם יכול להתקיים. It says if the judgment will come, the world would not able to sustain. So very important to have others to also enjoy from their money. Of course, everything, we said it in a previous shurim. So it says over here, Rav Yerucham Alevi, Mashgiach, B'Yeshivat Mir. Rav Yerucham says following. He's the Mashgiach of the Yeshiva Mir, and he says following. And he talks about Ishtadlut, which just means Arawuya, Ishtadlut, to put an effort, a proper effort. Kazeh sheyesh ima bitachon. Ishtadlut, which just means to put an effort, and with the effort we need to have a bitachon, which just means trust and believe in Hashem. So it says over here, Rav Yerucham is explaining to us, he was the Rosh Yeshiva, he was the Mashgiach of the Yeshivat Mir, okay? So it says, Chizuk Gadol Nifla B'mitzvat Bitachon Divrei Mashgiach Mimir, Rabbeinu Yerucham. So let's talk about a little bit Bitachon ve'emunah from the Rabbeinu Yerucham. Bitachon, which just means I'll guarantee 100%, I will do it. Emunah, which just means I'm not so sure if I'm able to do it or not. For example, Rabbi Chanina ben Dosa, his daughter was lighting the candle on Shabbat, Erev, which is Friday, and instead of putting inside the candle, she put, instead of oil, she put a vinegar. And she then made a mistake. Will you think the vinegar would lit or would not lit? So they have emunah. And Rabbi Chanina ben Dosa says, whoever told the oil to lit, same Hashem is going to tell the vinegar to lit, and the vinegar got lit. What's the difference? The daughter, she had emunah, she believed. But bitachon, 100%, Rabbi Chanina ben Dosa said, whoever told the oil to be lit, it's the same thing. Let the vinegar to be lit. That's called bitachon. That's considered 100%. I believe in Hashem in any given situation and moment. So we're going to give over here 4 cases. And we need to take this with our life. We need to go through the shiur and to understand Rabbi Yerucham. Lamdenu zot nivnedrei midrash ba'echa rabba. Midrash says in the Echa Rabbah, so following. Zavati ben Levi patach lo eminu malchei eretz. So it says Echa, which is Echa was wrote down. It's talking about the destruction of Bet HaMikdash. So it says, the kings of the land does not believe. What is it now? Lo aminu malchei. They don't believe on me. Echa dalet yudbed. It says following. Arba malachim hu ma tava zo lo tava lezo ve'enu hen. It says 4 kings. Now 4 kings. We have David HaMelech, King David. Asa, that's his name, another king. Yehoshaphat, king. Chizkiyahu, which just means another king. So Chizkiyahu is supposed to be Mashiach. Rav Hillel says, even though he was a Mashiach. So we have 4 kings. So far so good. We're talking about not somebody that you guys know. Today is a king, tomorrow is not king. We're talking about the biggest tzaddikim in the Jewish history. Amar David. David says following. Erdof vayvai v'asigem. Tehillim in 1838 says, Hashem, I'm going to run after my enemies. Please deliver my enemies to my hand so I could kill them. So far so good. So David HaMelech says, let me run after my enemy. Once I'm going to run, deliver it to my hand. Amar lo HaKadosh Baruch Hu, ani yaseh ken. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I will do it. I will deliver it to your hand, I will do it. והוא כתוב, ויקם דוד מהנשף עד הערב, למחרתם, שמואל א' ל' י"ז. So it says Hashem, David HaMelech requested from Hashem, and Hashem is handed the David HaMelech enemy to his hand. Instead of him running, he runs after them, and he delivers to him. So far, so good. Makes sense? What David did? David put an effort, correct? Amad Asa, we said Asa, king. Ani en bi koach leharog lahem. Asa says the king, I don't have strength to run after my enemy. I don't have strength to run after my enemy. Ani rodef v'ata oseh. He says, Asa, what I'm going to do? I'm going to just run after them, and you're going to kill him. What's the difference between David and Asa? David runs and he says, deliver to my hands. Asa says, I'm just going to run, you're going to kill him. Amar lo ani aseh. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I will do what you ask me. שנאמר וירדפם עשה ועמם אשר עמו כי נשברו לפני השם ולפני מחנהו. דברי הימים says, Asa runs after his enemies and he's asking Hashem, you going to kill him? I'm just going to run. Hashem says, I'm going to do your request, whatever you ask me. לפני עשה אין כתוב אלא לפני השם ולא לפני מחנהו. He says, in front of Hashem they're running and Hashem killing the enemy of the Asa. I need to pay attention over here. ועמד יהושפט. Yehoshaphat says following, אני אין בי כוח להרוג ולא לרדוף. Yehoshaphat says, I'm not like David HaMelech, I'm going to run after them, kill them. Asa says, I'm just going to run after them, but I'm not going to kill them. Hashem, you're going to kill them. Hashem agrees. Yehoshaphat says, I don't have strength to run after them and kill them. What I'm going to do? Ela ani omer, no, Rabbi. All I'm going to do is sing to you, Hashem. I'm going to sing. Shira v'ata oseh. I'm going to sing, you're going to go, and you're going to do what needs to be done. Amar lo HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hashem told him, Ani yaseh. Hashem says, I will do it. שנאמר ביד החלו ברינת תהילה נתן אדוני מערבים על בני עמון מואב וההר שעיר. דברי הימים בית כ"ב. He says, Yehoshaphat, I'm going to just sing, you're going to take care of the enemies? Hashem says, yes. I will take care of the enemies, and that's it. So we have first David HaMelech, then we have the Melech Asa, then we have Yehoshaphat.
But how did they talk? I thought we thought that only Moshe Rabbeinu, Abraham, and the other prophet.
We're gonna say. Amad Chizkiyahu HaMelech. Chizkiyahu HaMelech is asking the question. ואמר אני אין בי כוח להרוג ולא רדוף ולא לומר שירה. Chizkiyahu HaMelech says, I don't have run after my enemy. I'm not running after my enemy and killing him. I don't have strength to run after them. I don't have a strength to sing a song to you, Hashem. Okay? אלא אני ישן על מיטתי ואתה עושה. He says, I'm going to go to sleep, Chizkiyahu HaMelech says. And you're going to do whatever you need to be done. And by the way, Chizkiyahu HaMelech had one of the biggest army coming to Yerushalayim, Sancheriv, Masechet Sanhedrin, in page 95, it says 2.6 billion people came to destroy the Bet HaMikdash in the time of Chizkiyahu HaMelech. You understanding? No. Billion, million? No. You know the army, right? The capacity of army. So the capacity of army, Chizkiyahu HaMelech says, I don't have none of this. I'm going to go to sleep, and you're going to do your whatever Hashem needs to be done. ואמר לו הקדוש ברוך הוא אני אעשה שנאמר ויהי בלילה ההוא ויצא מלאך אדוני ויברך במחנה אשור. And it says at nighttime comes in Malach Gabriel and he kills every soldier that came to the Yerushalayim. Who has a more emunah v'bitachon, belief and trust Hashem? David HaMelech, Asa, Yehoshaphat, v'Chizkiyahu HaMelech. Who has more? Chizkiyahu. The one sing to Hashem, he says. You said the last. The one who was sleeping. Chizkiyahu HaMelech, right? You're saying. Who had more belief in Hashem? But the Torah says you need to put an effort. What kind of effort are you putting? David HaMelech at least put effort. Yoshaphat at least put effort. Asa put effort. Chizkiah HaMelech did not even put an effort. He says, Hashem, I'm going to sleep. You're going to take care of the army. Gdolei Olam Malchei Israel. He says, this is the giants of Jewish nation. Yadu la'arei kochot nafsham va'atzmotehem. They knew what they're able to do, capable of doing. Hadvarim teunim biyur. Rav Yerucham says, let's understand. אצל חזקיהו המלך אירע הניצחון באופן של הנס גדול ביותר. He says Chizkiah HaMelech had the biggest miracle in Jewish nation, which is 2.6 billion soldiers get killed one night. So imagine right now we're in an 8 billion population. One, which is the quarter of the population, is gone through one night. שהרי חזקיה לא עשה מצד שום פעולה של השתדלות. He's saying, Chizkiah HaMelech did not put even effort. We have to put effort. He did not put effort, השתדלות. אפילו שירה לא אמר. Chizkiah HaMelech did not even say שירה, singing to Hashem. אף על פי כן ניצחון, ניצחון גדול. But Hashem, victory is war. דוד המלך, לעומת זאת, David HaMelech talks about, הוא צריך לרדוף להרוג בעצמו. David HaMelech needs to run after his enemies, and he needs to kill his enemies. In the other token, Chizkiah HaMelech, just go to sleep, and Hashem will take care of everything.
Yeah, but didn't he first Hashem yet?
ועוד התעלות במלחמה הייתה קרובה על פי דרך הטבע גמור. He says, you need to do effort, you need to have an army, you need to have a soldier, you need to have a teva, a nature. In nature dictates you need to have an army, you need to have a protection. Why these kings did not have such a protection? Why they went above the nature? הייתה דרגה ביטחון שחזקיהו גבוה מדרגה דוד המלך. He's asking, who had a bigger מדרגה ביטחון, believe in Hashem? Chizkiah HaMelech that went to sleep, or David HaMelech says, Hashem, I'm running after my enemies, deliver in my hands and I'm going to kill them? Who had more ביטחון, which is believe and trust in Hashem 100%? Who had? David HaMelech or Chizkiah HaMelech?
They all have the same.
They can. What do you mean they have all the same? Chizkiah HaMelech go to sleep. David HaMelech says, I'm going to run after my enemies, you deliver to me.
So everyone, whoever was in their own abilities at that time, David HaMelech said that condition. He said, I'm going to chase, you take care of them, I'll take care of the enemies. The other ones were going less. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but they put different conditions on it.
He's asking between two scenarios, David HaMelech and Chizkiah HaMelech. Ishtadlut, the rabbi says over here, Ishtadlut needs to put an effort. But he says, who had bigger effort? David HaMelech or Chizkiah HaMelech? He went to sleep, he had no effort. It's like a person going to sleep and he says, the Parnasa come by himself to my house. He's going to knock on my house. He didn't have effort, he went to sleep.
No, because he went against his nature not to try to fight back, and the effort is to have more trust not to do it.
Who had more trust and a belief in Hashem? David HaMelech or Chizkiah HaMelech? Huh? David HaMelech says, I have a war, I have an enemy, I have an army, and I'm running after the enemy, and you're going to deliver it to my hands. So it says, who had more effort, who had more bitachon and trust in Hashem? Hamashgiach, Rav Yerucham explaining, she'emed hu hafucha darga shel David HaMelech hayta gvua bayoter. He says, David HaMelech, he had his bitachon ve'emunah was much greater than Chizkiah, Asa ve'Yehoshaphat. How is it possible? Dafka mekan niva ofen ita'alud ha'milchama. He says, this is where the war comes. David HaMelech, hay ketzad, David HaMelech, erdof oivai v'asigam v'lo ashuv od kalotam. He says, Hashem, let me run after my enemy. Once I'm going to run, you're going to deliver to my hands and I'm going to kill him. כלומר, לא אוכל אני להודוב להרוג אויבי בימי ידיי. אך אני יודע, אינו לכל כלל ספק כלל שעל ידי השתדלות עצומה זו, לא ארגיש פעולת מאומה מכוחי. He says, when I put an effort, I don't have that I'm putting effort from my side. I'm doing everything you're telling me from your side, not from my side. So which just means the strength and the power that I put, it's not my strength and the power, it's yours, Hashem's strength and power. וידעו ביבור הכולו רק דרגתו של רק יד השם. He says, anything that I got my enemies got handed over because of you, you delivered to my hands, and everything is your hand. It has nothing to do with me being the greatest fighter. That's what David HaMelech said. 10-4 clear? So, דרגה של עשה הייתה נמוכה מדרגת דוד המלך. He says, Asa, his level of ביטחון ואמונה is lesser than David המלך. Lesser than King David. הוא אומר, אני אין לי בו כוח להרוג. Asa says, I don't have power and strength to kill. כי אם אהרוג אולי יהיה מעט מן המעט של כוחי ועוצם ידי חס ושלום. He says, maybe if I'm going to start killing my enemies, maybe I would think inside of me, maybe it's not you, Hashem, doing it. Maybe it's doing my strength and my power that going against my enemy. כאילו יש לי חלקי בניצחון. Maybe I'm the one who's winning the war, he says. על כן ביקש Asa. That's why Asa is asking Hashem. אני ירדוף. I'm going to run after my enemy. ואתה עושה. And you're going to do what needs to be done. הוא עושה חלק השתדלות הניצוחה. He needs to be doing השתדלות, an effort that is required from the humanity. הקדוש ברוך הוא יבוא את הניצחון. And הקדוש ברוך הוא, he is the one who brings the victory to this world. יהושפט הדרגה ביטחון הייתה נמוכה משל אסא. יהושפט, king, he was ביטחון ואמונה was lesser than Asa. אני אין בי כוח לא להרוג ולא לרדוף. He says, I don't have a strength not to run, not to kill. כי אף אם לא ארוג בעצמי אלא רק ארדוף. What if I'm just going to run and I'm not going to kill? עלול אני חס ושלום לתלות מיד מן הניצחון בעצמי. Maybe he says, יהושפט, maybe whatever ניצחון, which just means the strength and the power that I have, maybe I did this little bit, even running. מאחר שאני רודף אחר אויב, ועל כן מבקש יהושפט, אלא אני אומר שירה ואתה עושה. יהושפט says, I'm just going to sing to Hashem, and you're going to do whatever needs to be done. היהושפט להתפלל להשם. יהושפט start praying to Hashem. ולא עשה שום השתדלות צבאית. Yehoshaphat did not put effort, he did not even bring the army. ממילא אין מקום לחשש לתשש כוחו ועוצם ידי. He says, there's no problem for him, said that my strength and my power, I win this war. I victory the war. חזקיהו אמר, חזקיה the king says, אני אין לי בי כוח לא הרוג ולא רדוף ולא לומר שירה. חזקיה says, Chizkiyahu says, I don't have a power not to run. I don't have a power not to kill, not to run, and not to sing. I'm just going to go to sleep. אף תהיה השתדלות אמיתית שירה בלבד, יש לו חשש שמא יתלה ניצחון בעצמי. How come he did not sing to Hashem? He says, maybe, if even through the singing, I would say we won the war, maybe I did this through my hands and my power and my strength. אמנם ודאי הקדוש ברוך הוא פועל הכל. He says, הקדוש ברוך הוא does everything in this world. אך אני ביקשתי והתפללתי, מבקש חזקיה, אני הולך לישון למיטתי. חזקיה המלך says, I'm going to sleep on my bed. When the Chazal say, when our sages say, I'm going to go to sleep, he's going to sleep. When a person, there's an enemy coming through his doors, he's not going to sleep. He's anxious, he has anxiety and he's worried. Over here says Chizkiah Melech went to sleep. That means he's fully sleeping. There's a 2.6 billion soldiers, cover the whole Yerushalayim. Chizkiah HaMelech going to sleep. You understand? You understand the depths of it? Look how powerful the people are. How much rules and the regulations they had in their brains and bitachon ve'emunah. Look what it says. Ela ani yoshem mitati v'chen barur neir la'ayin kulo shelo po'el koach me'uma. Chizkiah HaMelech says, I have no strength and power to do anything. I'm just going to go to sleep. Kol ha'nitzachon rak miyad hu Hashem. He says, all the victory, it's only come from Hashem, from the heaven. Gdolei olam, malchei Israel, giants of the world, kings of the Jewish nation. Yadu le'erech kocham nafsham. They knew the principles of the inside souls, what they're able to grasp, what they're able to do, where there are their downfalls. That's why they acted the way they acted. They knew the downfalls. Why are we talking about all these 4 kings we're comparing? Each one of them knew where they were able to little bit slip and to say, this is maybe my strength and my power that does everything in this world. So what's the connection, Rabbi? לדעת מה גדר השתדלות ראוי נכון בעבורם. This is the punchline. How much effort he needs to put in this world. How much effort each one of us needs to put in this world in order for the world to be sustained and everything we do in this world. That's the question he's asking. השתדלות עלול לגרום לאדם פגם במידת אמונה וביטחון. If a person, Rav Ronnie, listen to this carefully. He says, if a person would do too much effort, he would able to lose his olam haba. How is it possible? אלא לא לאדם לעשות שלא ייפול חס ושלום כוחי ועצם יודי, בזה יפסיד את עולם הבא, עולם הזה, שלא כאחד. Chas v'shalom, if a person says, I made my businesses, I did everything, he puts every time that Hashem is to the last picture, he loses the share in the world to come, and he loses this world. השתדלות ראוי נרוציה הוא רק שיש עמו אמונה וביטחון. He says, how much effort we need to put, how much bitachon ve'emunah we have. Bitachon, which means believe 100% is Hashem exists. If we believe His 100% exists, why we do certain things we're not allowed to, we're not supposed to be doing? That means we don't believe. The belief is weak. What? יצרה ראשון, ברוך השם. הביטחון דומה לצולו של האדם. Beautiful. Trusting in Hashem 100%. And believing, it's like a shadow of the human. Who knows what's means shadow? A shadow. A person who walks in the sun has a shadow. Right? It says it depends on the shadow of a human. So far so good? Pasuk Tehillim Lamed Gimel Chavbed Yeh chazdecha Adonai alenu kasher nuchalnu lach. In the Tehillim it says in 33:22, it says Hashem is kindness with us, and He's going to be kindness with us. Chazdav shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem is kind to us. Mashpi'im aleinu b'diuk b'ota midah she'anachnu mechayelim elav. He says the way we want to trust in Hashem, that's the way that Hashem is going to give us an influence, everything that we correspond and act with Him. What does it mean? Neymar in Tehillim 121:5 says following: Yeh chazdecha Adonai ishmorcha Adonai tzilcha al yedemenecha. Hashem is the one, is my shadow. Hashem is the one who's saving me. Habichudachon domeh letzalo shel ha'adam. Trusting in Hashem depends on a person's shadow. בדיוק כפי מידה ביטחון של אדם בהשם, כך משפעת עליו ברכה הטובה. The way he believes and trusts in Hashem, that's how much Hashem is going to give him blessing to the person. So it all depends on what? And ביטחון ואמונה והשתדלות, how much a person has to do. השתדלות, which just means effort. Like for example, we have an IDF. Right? We say we're Eretz Israel, we have IDF, we have all this technology, we have drones, we have tanks, we have missiles, we have so many things. End of the day, no matter what you guys gonna say, with the bicycles that kidnap people. Where's all the technology, Rabbi? If he doesn't want, all the technology is gone. With the bicycles. Kids, teenagers, kidnapping people and bringing to the Gaza October 7th. So what happened with everything? Suspended. Government made up. We could have many questions. What happened? This is what Hashem. So what we learn from here, Ishtadlut v'bitachon, we need to believe in Hashem. How much effort we put, we learn from 4 kings. 4 kings, it's for us all the time, needs to put in our hand. How much supposed to be at work? Rabbi, I can't come to shiur, I've been working 18 hours, I cannot come. For how long already? 30 years. Is that life that's so great that you're working 18 hours a day? We nourish the body. When we're going to nourish the neshama? The rabbi calling all the time, when we're going to nourish the neshama? The neshama is thirsty. But Rabbi, I want to be like somebody popular, famous. Every fame comes with a price. Sometimes heavy price, drugs, cards, chas v'shalom, ladies, divorces, fights. Why? Each person has his own ishtadlut. He needs to learn what means putting an effort and bitachon b'Hashem. Chovat Levavot, the book, Duties of Heart. Baal Shem Tov students learn 1,000 times duties of heart. If we learn 1 time duties of heart, we already get tired. We say, Rabbi, I already know what you're talking about. What do we have to do? Rav Yerucham teaching us from 4 kings, nothing is us. Nothing is me. Rak Hashem. Each one of us have to put. A person cannot just go right now, he heard the shiur, he closed the door and he says, Hashem is going to pay my rent. Hashem is going to pay my mortgage. Everything is okay. If he's in a level of Baal Shem Tov, why not? Baal Shem Tov used to, before Rav Solomon, when he used to, before the sunset will go, he used to take out the money. He says, there's a poorest people money in my hand, I'm giving it. Every penny that he had before the sunset would go down. If each one of the person would do, he would have a heart attack to doing these things. If we have a emunah v'bitachon like Baal Shem Tov, why not? A person cannot say, I'm closing my door and the parnasa will come. Does not work like this. The only way you work, if you're going to learn day and night to wear out, Hashem will figure out to give you a parnasa if you're real to Him. And all the blessings is going to be with the person. But each one of us, we're not in that level. So what's the point of learning? We need to learn what means ishtadlut, putting effort, with bitachon, and how much we need to trust in Hashem. That's the most important key. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for coming. May Hashem give us bitachon ve'emunah, like this tzaddikim that we just spoke, like David HaMelech, Asa, Yoshaphat, Chizkiah HaMelech. May Hashem bring all the chatufim, kidnappers, back, Be'ezrat Hashem Yitbarach. So all the soldiers come back with the tranquility, with peace. Should all the judgment get away from Jewish people, should be kindness, with charity, with ahava v'achva, which is loving, caring for each other. Shalom, peace, very important. Between each other, between us. Awkward feelings should not have between the families. between the close ones. It's not pleasant. Let's make something out of this world that's able to have these things be happening to Jewish people, that we're going through many, many suffering and difficulties, difficult times. Joy and happiness, B'ezrat Hashem. V'chen yeh ratzonu v'nomar Amen.